Hey friends, welcome back to Mom Likely. Thank you so much for coming back to visit with me today. Today, we're finally getting the house clean after being sick for like 2.5, 3 weeks. Everybody just went through their little time period of being sick. This is a really late evening upload, but if you're anything like me, you're probably home on a Friday night, so maybe you're ready to jam and cool down for bed. If not, maybe this will give you some late night inspiration to clean your house and prepare for the weekend. I was kind of being like, the maid and then like the waiting hand and foot on everybody while they were sick type of deal. So the house was crazy. I did what I could, but yeah, it was nasty. So I wanted to wipe down all the surfaces and get everything cleaned up. There's quite a bit of spaces throughout the house that were in a lot of need just from not doing any maintenance for a couple weeks. And then while I was doing this, I was like, dang, I really need to do a lot more other things as I was going. But I think that the house has been doing well, with the exception of there was still a lot of decor left out from Christmas. I got some fun stuff to share too. So there's random things all over the house. So yeah, I don't know. It's just been crazy. It's like, okay, so it's been 2 weeks since I've been on, and I shared some stuff over on social media here and there, but yeah, I just wasn't doing crap for like a few weeks, and this is the result of that. I had a ton of laundry. It was just all over the house. Especially in the bathroom. There's always a lot of laundry in the bathroom as a result to not replacing the basket that goes in there. I moved some stuff in here, and then my room was atrocious. That was horrible. Finally got clean towels. So overall, the house was just in desperate need of some maintenance and some cleaning because it had been a few weeks since I did stuff from being sick. We did everything with the exception of the kids' rooms because those have still been their responsibility, so I didn't go in there. I'll show it in the next one. I'll give you like a little quick peek at there, but I didn't do their rooms, and I didn't do the office because actually there's a lot of stuff going on in there. I did some maintenance in my bathroom area here. I hadn't scrubbed down my walls in a while. There was some mold growing in there. But yes, it feels amazing in here to finally get this cleaned up, so let's get into it. So first and foremost, I hope you're having a really good start to your 2025 in this extended new year, because this January feels like it's 80,000 days long. While at the same time, it feels like it flew by so quick, and it's like, hey, it's already about to be Valentine's Day. So that feels pretty crazy. The last few weeks have felt extremely mumbled and jumbled up, which was great because I finally feel like things might actually come into a better routine, but not at the same time. I don't know. I feel like I never know. It's like I'm always trying to do the next best routine in the thing and have a schedule. And the reality of my situation is just that I have to go with the flow with most things, just because like things are not very predictable and normal over here in my neck of the woods. Like, my husband has a crazy work schedule where sometimes, he'll work an 8-hour day, and sometimes he'll be gone and he'll work like a 24-hour day. Sometimes we don't know. Usually it's around 12 to 16 hours, but sometimes we just don't know. And the kids sometimes with their activities have things going on. My editing schedule is crazy based on what I filmed. So sometimes it takes me, 15 to 20 hours for a video. Sometimes it takes me 4 hours. Sometimes it takes me a few days. But with all that, I've also decided to start working out, which if you were following along with that, I haven't worked out now for like 2.5 weeks. While I was sick, I did not work out. I waited till I was completely fine because my cold didn't have any I didn't have any respiratory issues with my cold that I just recently had. It was more like fever, body aches. I had a headache, and then I kept dealing with a lot of nausea and a lot of like lightheadedness and fever. So I really waited till I was completely good to get going. That's why I didn't want to get myself worked up with the housework, dealing with the chemicals and stuff. But it's fine. I've recovered. I'm about to start working back out again here on Monday. I don't like waiting to a specific day to get started, but I'm committed to doing this year. So I'm going to be back to my 15-minute workout as soon as Monday comes along, and I'm going to get back on it. At first, when I got sick, I got sick, I think on like a Friday or something. I can't remember, but I tried to do a workout, and instead of doing a 15-minute workout, I did a 30-minute workout, and I tried to use 5-pound weights the whole time. So I did that successfully, and it was the next day that I came down with my fever, and it started with extreme body soreness, aches and pains, and a fever. And so I kind of thought I had overdid it, because when I do too much strenuous activity, like working is fine, but when it comes to like accelerated heart rate work or prolonged like muscle usage, I feel like I get a bad response to that. And I mean, I'm sure it's from my health and being out of shape, but I feel like I'm just not built for the stamina route of certain things. So that's why I've been doing this 15-minute workout, is because it's felt more sustainable and it doesn't like ruin my whole life to where like I don't feel like I can do anything else. But after I had did that workout, that's how I felt. And so at first I thought, oh man, I really ruined this. Like I'm going to have to take a few days breaks from this workout. But then I ended up getting a fever, and I was like, oh, well, it probably didn't help that I put all that extra strain on my body when I was getting sick, but I don't think it's from the workout. I think it's because I was actually sick. But anyways, long story short with that, I'll be back to my workout here in a couple days. And now the kids' activities are starting to come to a halt. So Jordan's done with cheer. She decided she didn't want to do that again. It's kind of hard putting the kids in stuff as a parent, because you're like, do they need to be in something for discipline? Do I need to not force them to do this certain thing because it's really a damper on, their mental health as well, because they're a person. So it's taken me a while to find the balance with that. But I did put her in cheer. And although she wanted to quit, I didn't allow her to quit. So we finished out the season. But she did voice that she doesn't want to do it again. And after going to the competition, it really wasn't the jam of our whole family to be in the competition setting. Specifically for me, because I wouldn't say that I'm antisocial. I'm not antisocial by any means. I'm sociable, but I just prefer smaller settings. I like more intimate gatherings, more personal gatherings. So being in the room with like all those people it wasn't bad, but I was definitely excited to get home. My husband agreed, and so did her sister. So we'll be taking a break from, doing those kind of things. We're going to stick to like music lessons for now. So now I have a drummer, and then I'm going to put her in flute lessons, because she currently plays the flute at school now, which is cool because I love to sing and I never got to learn to play an instrument. So I'm proud that my kids are going to have that opportunity. Furthermore, real quick, while I was doing this, I just decided to order pizza for lunch because I was like, I'm way too busy to even cook. So that's why I did. I was also extremely sad when I got sick, because I had gotten sick, I think, on like a Friday, and the following week. So it took me 2.5 weeks to recover. But after a week, we were supposed to be going to the Beartooth band concert in Columbus, Ohio, which is a few hours from us. And I was really sad because I didn't get to go because Jordan was actually sick. So she couldn't be babysat because she was running a fever. And then I was also sick. I also got even sick again. Like, it was like my sickness kicked back up specifically on the day of the concert. So it was like I got lucky that I didn't go, because I don't know how I would have handled being there as sick as I was. But I was sad because I was about to have my first concert and I had to miss it. So that was really poopy. So whatever, we'll get to another one here. We have another one planned, I think, in like March. So hopefully that one goes smooth. So in some other really good, fantastic news, well, actually in some not so great news, I put a new mop head on my mop recently, and I've noticed that when I buy and buy the 2-pack, the strings on the mop are not as full, and I don't like that. It's very irritating because I love this mop when I buy the single-use one. But I recently had to take it off because I did a cleaning job. And when I put a fresh one on, I noticed that the mop head was not as full as the ones that I typically buy for myself, which are the single pack ones. So I wasn't happy about that. So with that being said, I did start my cleaning business back up. So as soon as I got well, I had a lot of downtime to be thinking while I was sick. And like I told you right before Christmas in my last talking video, I considered starting my cleaning business back up and taking it all legitimate. So that way I could, try to earn some extra cash and just do something, because I don't want to just stay at home. I just can't do it. I love doing videos, and that is like my side thing as well. But like, I feel like I need more to do, especially because the kids are getting older now, and I just feel like I want to do that. I don't know. So I started my cleaning business back up, and I recently just designed my business card again. I'm about to finalize my LLC and all that jam. So I'm super excited about all that. I'll try to talk a little bit more about it as it goes on. Everything's not exactly ready yet, so I'm still in the process of things. But I did go out and do a cleaning job. I cleaned for a family member, and it was great. She actually contacted me and asked if I could help her because she's been having some health problems, and she just has a hard time doing the job herself. And I was like, sure, I'll be happy to help. So I went ahead and went over there and did that. It was so cool because for Christmas, James also bought me a Cricut, and I've been wanting one for so long. The main reason that I wanted one was because I wanted to make like my own merch for my cleaning company, so that way like I could make my own uniform basically. So I started practicing with that a bit, and I made a shirt, and then I was like, oh dang, it was a good like practice run, and I'm sure I'll still use the shirt, but I did end up getting a business phone number. So now I have to make new ones. Luckily I only made one, but now I have to make new ones so that way it has the correct number on it. And I just feel like such a busy bee, and it's always relative to my cycle as a woman. You get to where like you're in certain phases of your cycle and you feel like everything is, well, for some of us anyway, we feel like, everything's our fault. We suck. We're doing a horrible job. Everything in the world sucks. And like, then we have our prime time where it's like, you can't tell us nothing. We get so much done. It's like we could run the world, and it's just like we do such amazing things. But for me, it's always relative to which point I'm at in my cycle. And I have to remind myself that like the majority of my time in my cycle is being great. So I just have to do my due diligence to do better in my downtime. In my down peak time, I have to do better. And that brought me to, you know what? You need to just go gung-ho. You realize this about yourself. You have this self-awareness. You know this. You can do more things. You can do hard things. And so I just want to try to manage everything. And it's okay if I'm not perfect at it. I realize that there has to be some consistency and, some discipline in business. But outside of that as well, I realize that so many things have to just be going with the flow, because in the real world, things are just out of your control. You don't have control over things in the real world. So I'm trying to, in my 30s and taking on this new business venture and still managing my YouTube channel and my family and my home, is understanding, that sometimes we just have to do things when there's time and when we figure them out and have the plan. And there's just not always going to be a time where we can stick to the plan. Like we have, we have the best interest of everything going smoothly, but for the majority of it, it just doesn't work that way. So that's just how I'm deciding to step into this year, is having a plan, trying to have a routine, right? Where we have like some kind of outline for, which way we're going to move forward, but just give myself grace and understanding that things are going to take time. Things are going to get out of whack, running a business and having an online community and having a family and just managing your family, running your family. All of these things are just circumstances where we have to go with the flow, because like we can't control every single thing, and you'll drive yourself insane thinking that you can. So this year in my business and in all the things that I want to do, whether that be with my hobbies, new crafts that I want to do, my new business venture, and everything is just, hey, this is the plan. I have the best interest of everything. I have the best, intent for my will of things, but things are going to go sideways. Things are going to get thrown in the fan blades. People are going to take dumps on, everything that you have planned because we can't control everything. But it's okay. It's okay for it to be bad. It's okay for it to be hectic. It's okay for things to get in disarray. It's just that we have to grab everything back by the pants and the bootstraps to get it back in order. And that's the kind of person that I am. It's just that no matter what the situation is, I might not be the absolute best at holding everything together 100%, but you can bet your butt that we're going to get it reined back in a very good, high quality way. So with that being said, I'm like, how am I going to do all of this stuff? So I'm trying to figure out, obviously having an outline in the plan for the best way to, micromanage all the different things that I'm trying to do. Obviously uploading to my channel and doing my cleaning business is going to be my top priority. My social media, I'm still trying to figure something out for, like how that can both positively impact myself and you. Because I know the majority of the people that watch my videos don't even follow me on social media anyway. So I don't know if it's doing everybody any good because I don't share that much over there. So that might actually be something that falls to the wayside if I can make something of more value and more impact here on the channel for you guys. But I don't know how it's going to go yet with my business. So my plan though is to operate 4 days a week with my business. And then so that way I still have obviously time to do videos and then be a mom and a wife and a friend and a sibling and an aunt and all of those other type of roles that we have to play. So we'll see how it goes. It's funny because a lot of times I'll be talking with James and he will be like, oh my gosh, I don't know how do you have all this in your brain? So it's like when I'm talking to him, so we're a Marvel family, right? We love the Marvel superheroes. And one of my favorite superheroes is Iron Man. Also, like basically because he's not actually like a mutant and he's just like, a fabrication of, his knowledge, which is great because it's like by his own, will, he became awesome, which I love, the message in that. But one of my favorite parts in one of the movies is when he's up in his office and he basically has his system like throw it. Okay, what was it? It's like a projection, right? The projection goes up on the wall and he can like have little facts and stuff written down and he's just moving in the air like different notes on the wall, if that makes sense. So I always kid with James like I'm going to be the first person to buy that when it comes out because I would just absolutely love to be able to just project my notes onto the wall and move them around because I would love to see like my brain in front of me, like without having to have it like in my hand, if that makes sense. Because that's kind of like how my brain thinks. I really love connecting all these different thoughts and ideas to these thoughts and ideas and like seeing how everything can work together. But with all that being said, my version of that in this, world that we live in currently is I want to get like a giant whiteboard and put in the office on that empty wall. When I did the office makeover, I just didn't decide if I wanted it to be kind of medium sized or very large. And so I'm kind of thinking now that I want a really large one. So I have a hub for like my brain thoughts to be like moved around and stuff, because I think that would be amazing. It would keep me from taking lots of different notes to just have it in front of me and just be able to move it, because that's why that's one of the reasons why I hate digital notes, is because I like being able to physically be able to recall them better, because I feel like digital notes are easy to have in excess, because like I have like, I don't know, like 500 notes in my Apple Notes on my phone, but then also like taking notes by hand, even though it's great in that more physical aspect of tracking them, it's also irritating as well, because I hate feeling like I'm bound to a box when I take paper notes as well, because then I still have to convert and move them somewhere else if I want to organize them, if that makes sense. So it would be cute, if I could just put some stuff on paper and move the papers around and that kind of jazz. But I don't know. This might all be in my head, but in my head, it sounds like a great idea right now. posted a picture of this area when it was done getting cleaned the other day on Facebook. I gravitate more towards posting on Facebook because the posts kind of live over there differently than they do on Instagram, as opposed to like posting it in the story. So I had posted it over there. But the basement is looking a lot different now that it's a dry bar and it's not filled with lots of liquid goodies. Now, for the sake of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Self-control. It's just better that we don't have a lot of booze on hand for everybody, especially since there's no locks on the doors. And also, I was doing a candy display, but then even that got out of hand. So basically, we just have nothing down here, and it's pretty much like I'm just providing snacks here when we're using the area, which honestly isn't that often because we watch TV in other places too in the house. So we do try to come down here still sometimes, and it's cool for me and James to run down here and hide away. But in terms of it being like an area in the house we can come to and it's set up, it doesn't always work out that way because I cannot keep an excess supply of alcohol or sweets down here because we just kind of abuse it. It's also hilarious too because I really wanted more space for us to be able to do things and enjoy, but it's funny that as time has gone on, I've realized like this space goes unused most of the time. Jordan comes down here with cousins and things, but Savannah doesn't even really have friends over that often here in our new town. It's like the kids aren't really able to like go out, I guess it seems like. I don't know. I feel like we had more people over in our old area, but maybe it's me. Maybe they know about my channel and don't want their kid here. I have no idea, but it feels like lots of kids don't really come by this house as much. I also don't have neighbors to hang out with over here in our new area. And it's weird because, you know, just working a lot, that's basically like the fun. I still try to go out every now and then, but it's like in terms of just having people over, like we are a little bit further from people, so people aren't really dropping by. Yeah, so it's kind of like an unused space unless there's like an actual family party planned or something. We don't really have the time to entertain and stuff, so that's kind of a bummer, but it's still a really cute space. So being that it's down here, the dogs also don't really come down here, so really the main mess comes from us doing groceries and putting food away in the storage area behind here, and then if Jordan comes down here and plays. But for the most part, it kind of does stay clean down here. It's just like every few weeks I got to go down there and, you know, get it back together. Unlike this level here that me and James go on to, this is our bedroom level and our half bath for the house. And this room is always a mess because I'm always throwing laundry here that I find in the other levels. The dogs play in this room predominantly the most, so the carpet gets messed up from them. And then, of course, here's the bathroom. Now, the bathroom typically stays pretty clean in here, but while I was sick, I wasn't like cleaning anything or getting laundry out of there or nothing. So went ahead and got some fresh light in here. I started me a cozy little fire and then cleaned this up. I definitely needed to take down the Christmas tree. I left it up for like way too long. I really regret not getting some new Christmas boxes when they were on sale after Christmas because I need to get a few tree boxes that are like permanent boxes because the cardboard one is so irritating to have to go find the tape and tape it back together again and stuff. It also makes it more difficult to like stack them up for storage. So eventually I'm going to have to get like some Christmas tree boxes. I'm also really excited to get to work and get some cleaning jobs because I would like to earn some more cash. Since being at home, I've been on a more restrictive budget on, you know, trying to not be excessive on things that we don't need. Food is definitely one of those things where I'm like, yeah, we're going to eat. But I want to save up because I do want to get some new furniture in this room, which is our family room. And then maybe try to do a little bit of refurnishing in the living room. The upstairs living room couches, though, they have couch beds in them, so I don't necessarily just want to toss those. So I haven't decided yet on that, but I've decided, we were talking about it, and James is kind of tired of them too in terms of comfort level, so we're going to save up and get some furniture. Now, I have no idea when. It's probably going to be months, to be honest with you, but we've decided instead of investing in the covers I wanted, because they were like $50 for each cover, the ones I wanted to get, and that's like $200. So that's a pretty good chunk that could just, you know, be saved up and go towards just a new set. Hopefully we can find one secondhand. just like we did with our table, and get 2 really nice new sets that are, used. There's a lot of people around our area that are constantly selling new couches. They come across them, or they buy them or wholesale them, whatever, and then clean them up and sell them. So the quality looks great. So hopefully it's an option once we're ready. In a few weeks as well, I'll probably be cleaning out the fire area. When our heat went out a few weeks ago, we ran this fire like all day one day, and by the evening time, it was like one of the parts of the log didn't want to go out that well, which was a tad bit scary because these are just like reusable fire logs. Now, I did a little bit of research, and I didn't look at ours after doing the said research, so I don't know if these are vented or ventless. But if you have any knowledge about like in-house fireplace logs, I'd love your knowledge, because I do know we need to buy some new ones, but there's some nuances that come with buying them. So if you have any tips, let me know. Look at the stains on this carpet. And look at the dog hair that was pulled out of this carpet. It's so gross. If there's one thing I regret, it's getting carpet down here. But I also don't see this house without the carpet down here, just because it's cooler down here. So, I'm so glad we got it, but it definitely needs to be maintained. It's just harder to maintain dirt with carpet, especially with pets. So, what can you do? But yeah, I'm going to be pulling that out here soon. I still haven't used it since I bought it for around Christmas time. I need to declutter a couple spots, so that'll be like a video in itself when we're getting to some tasks that haven't been gotten to. Now, I also was behind on all this laundry and needed to get this together. I also was washing up some blankets that we were using along this time. When it comes to the flu and stuff, the germs don't really stick to your fabrics as much as you think it does, because a lot of these germs and stuff more or less are like airborne. However, like when you're sick and you're in these things and you're I said frothing. What's the word I'm looking for here? Like you're shedding and frothing off like germs and bacteria and stuff in your sweat and skin. It's definitely good to go ahead and give all your linens and stuff a good wash. But in terms of it having like the infection and stuff still on there actively, after a couple days, it just kind of goes away. They'll die off when they're not like on the body. But still, it was gross. And then the dogs, if they sneak in our bed, like it's hard for me to keep everything white. I love having the white linens because it's easy for me to just soak them in some OxyClean, and it keeps them nice and fresh. It sanitizes them, and it takes that dingy sweat color out of them, which I love. But I definitely need to do that. And I've been trying to keep them out of our bed, because since it's like wet in the backyard, if they happen to come downstairs and sneak into our room, I've just been keeping them out of our bed so I don't have to wash our bedding as much, because it takes 3 hours for me to wash our blanket. By the time it washes, and I have to put it on a dry cycle 2 times. So that's just way too much added stress in my life to be constantly washing the linens throughout the week. Like once a week is sufficient, but if they come in here every day with muddy paws, then I would just be going crazy. We'd be having to sleep in a dirty bed, or I'd have to have like 6 sets of bedding, and that's not realistic either, because I don't want to store those, and I'm still going to have to wash all of those. So that's a no for me. So I definitely have to get some more hangers too. I feel like, why do we need more hangers? Why do we have more things? But for the most part, me and James and stuff, we just hang everything, and the kids mostly hang most of their things as well. So I just need to get some extra hangers. I started hanging extra linens and sheets and like what's the word I'm looking for? Blankets. I started hanging more of those things up in the office for storage instead of keeping them in my linen closet. So that's taken up a good amount of hangers as well. So I need to get some more hangers. But other than that, my laundry's been staying within a reasonable range of getting washed and sitting and then getting put away. Everything in this whole area got wiped down and cleaned. It needed it very, very bad. Since this is our bathroom predominantly, or if guests comes over, they usually use this bathroom, so it stays relatively clean in here. The upstairs bathroom though is where it gets pretty crazy because the girls are pretty much throwing stuff all over in there, and we only go in there to shower, and then we do everything else to get ready in here, so it shows. But something I started doing was, at first when I got our trash cans for in here, I wanted them because it was cool. They didn't require a bag. I thought that'd be cool for using less waste. But then the dog started getting into the trash, and then that was creating a mess all on its own every month, if you know what I mean. And it was absolutely gross. So that got to be annoying. So then I had to put the trash cans on the sinks now. And also, it's just easier to empty them when I can just take a bag out and then refill the bag instead of having to take the whole trash can up the stairs and take the whole trash can down the stairs to refill it. It seems really silly, but it does help, and I'm hoping that the kids will empty the trash up there more often as well, being that there's a bag they can just pull out, and then I'll keep extra little Meyer bags underneath the bag being used, so that way there's also another available bag there. And then just, every so often we can just put some more bags in there. We're getting those, for free anyways with our shopping, so might as well just use them, make life a little easier. My, oh my, this place was a disaster. It was so dirty in here, and there was so much clutter and so much crap everywhere. And Jordan's always constantly coming in here to paint things off and using this as a little wash tub. And then in here, there's always products everywhere. We pretty much just come through here, take a shower, and then we leave like we never seen it, because this is like an extension of the girls' bedroom, basically. Each of them pretty much use the side to get ready. And if I don't keep tabs on the basket system in here, then the laundry just ends up all over the floor. And that goes for us and everybody else, because when we get out of the shower, we don't want to carry the laundry down with us either. So I have to keep the basket in here. I think I'm going to go back to putting one on each side, but I need to get better about getting it out of here just to keep the laundry off the floor like on a daily basis. But it's been better since I put the baskets up here for getting the laundry down to the laundry room, and them getting their laundry down to the laundry room from their rooms. This bathtub was so gross. If you don't know, I typically don't clean with bleach because I just feel like it is an endocrine disruptor. And then it also causes a lot of respiratory issues. And so when I was younger, I had asthma, and I mean, I believe I still have asthma, but I don't have to treat it. But there are things that definitely irritate it. It's definitely like cigarette smoke and chemicals are the two biggest things. So yeah, when I was in here, I had to bleach my tub and I had to treat it for the molds. And it actually took me, I want to say it took me an hour to end up doing my tub. And I missed a few spots like on the inside on the door, but that was because I just couldn't get in there to spray, because I had to essentially close the door and spray. And I was trying to cover my face and stuff, but while I was doing it, I had just not thought to spray back there. Even though I did scrub, I didn't spray. So I'm going to have to treat it one more time. But I'm looking into getting a respirator so that way I can use that when I go out on cleans. So that way I can deal with, the uptick of using chemicals on a regular basis. And then also in my own home, because I'm more of a simple type of ingredients person, like degreaser, and then every once in a while going for the acids or the disinfectants. But typically I don't try to do harsh respiratory type of chemicals, but it definitely needs it, because these kinds of showers are really hard to maintain unless you literally maintain them very much like a lot. I need to head to the store and get like an assortment of different brushes as well. I've noticed I need more help to get into crevices. I recently learned that these doors actually come out, so I kind of want to experiment and just pop these out real quick to get a glance at it, and really clean these tracks really well. But they're so noticeable because they're very shiny tracks, so you can see like all the water spots and stuff on them. But either way, it was so much fresher in here when I was done. This tub definitely needed it. I hadn't cleaned the tub this good with chemicals in a while. It had been a few months. Even though I go through and I do the dish soap and stuff, that doesn't actually treat what's going on in here. And it just needed to be stripped of like all the crap and grime in the bottom and stuff. So definitely love that. I will say that too, since I haven't been working out and my body's kind of gotten used to not working out again, doing all this strenuous work was irritating because my joints feel very achy, inflamed. So I'm excited to get back to working out so this pain can like go away, because you're bound to have some pain and some aches and pains after a long day of doing stuff. But I feel like this is excessive even when I'm sitting there after doing this, because my body just hasn't moved as much. And then, so yeah, I just got to fix that. This is so entirely random, but for some reason, for like the past 4 weeks, I've been craving an egg roll from a Chinese restaurant, and we just haven't ate Chinese food in a few months at this point, typically because we usually always get a stomach ache or heartburn or something, so we just avoid it. But I have been craving an egg roll. This shirt feels like it's so old at this point. This was my first merch that I made. It says I got 99 problems plus chaos, kids, and clutter. And I'm like, I gotta retire this because I don't ever really promote it, but I absolutely love this shirt and I always wear it when I clean. Mostly because it's comfortable. It's the comfort blend is what I bought it in, but I no longer sell it through the seller that I was selling it through. But however, I would like to start selling these, being that I have a Cricut now, so I might start back up my merch, but it would be like small sales. So it would probably take like 2 to 3 weeks to get it because I'll have to make them like per each order. So since I don't do brand deals to seek out for money, it would definitely help support the channel through selling merch, but obviously only if you guys like it. So if you like this saying, let me know, or if you're somebody that would be interested in actually wearing a t-shirt, that would be awesome. It doesn't have to be branded with Mom Likely, but it can be something that we come up with. One of my favorite things that people do with this is Mac over at Midwest Magic Cleaning. He gave me a shout out today. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you that came over from his channel. One going joke over there on his channel though is talk about the moose, and so I really love that because that's always like a butt of the joke over there. So maybe we can get something going over here with t-shirts because I used to sell this but I don't anymore. So it would be awesome to make it from home because it's another thing I could do from home for the channel. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's cleaning video. We got a lot done. The house looks so much better after being sick. As always, I appreciate you stopping by. I'll see you next time.